Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Holanda Williams, and today I'll be doing my practicum part 2, seminar 2 presentation on the issues I've experienced during my research. All right, so let's get right into it, or introduction. So my practicum topic is a review of retention strategies and recommendations for improvement at Market Links Global Jamaica Limited. Now, why is this research important? Now, for the background, call centers have high rates of attrition, up to 45% annually worldwide. This was presented by Kaiswetter and Replicant in 2021. In market links, this has steadily increased yearly. That's yearly attrition above forecast numbers, except for the years 2020 and 2021. In fact, it's gone as high as 42% in 2019. Now, replacement cost is significant. Also, there's decreased earnings when people leave because we have less productive staff, and there also may be an impact until new hires gain mastery of the skills. That may also impact earnings. This was presented by Deere and others in 2013. So, appropriate retention strategies are needed to strengthen employee engagement to save money and time through less employee attrition. Now, my problem statement is suitable retention plans are essential to increase retention rates within Marketlings Global Limited, a call center in Jamaica. Company data shows annual attrition rates are between 35 and 42%, which has led to increased amounts of money being spent to backfill these staff members as well as lost earnings. Now, the location of the practicum, the location will be my place of employment, which is Markelinks Global Limited, a customer service center in Jamaica. There are currently 6 locations across the island, across 3 parishes, namely St. Andrew, St. Catherine, and Manchester, with 22 programs and 8,500 employees. Now let's look at the administrative structure of Marketlings. So Marketlings is currently headed by a country head. He's supported by an assistant country leader that reports to him. Reporting to them, we have vertical directors that manage different verticals such as retail, telecom, banking. These vertical directors have program directors reporting to them, and then reporting to these program directors, there are account managers. With these account managers, there are senior team managers and team managers reporting to them, as well as there are operational managers such as accounting and payroll, security, and supporting managers such as talent management and operational excellence. And this is displayed in the diagram that is currently on screen. Now, the importance of this administrative structure is that a matrix organizational design helps employees. It usually means that employees have multiple reporting managers, so they're able to get multiple levels and layers of support. So there usually is a department and a direct manager. So this was presented in Understanding Your Organizational Structure, an article publicized in 2015. This framework allows employees to be better supported, and they're able to share best practices for continuous improvement and desired business outcomes. All right, what's the focus of this practicum and rationale? The focus of this research is a mixed study research is to evaluate the current retention strategies in Marketlings Global Limited to determine their efficacy and suggest recommendations for improvement. The rationale is that employee attrition in call centers contribute an ever-increasing cost. Hence, organizations seek to create adequate retention strategies to keep employees and minimize the amount of money that they have to spend. This study will also help to add to the limited existing material that currently exists on call center attrition in Jamaica. What are some of the practicum objectives? So firstly, to determine if the current retention strategies within the organization contribute to improved employee retention. Also, to determine how particular retention strategies benefit the organization. Additionally, to determine the gaps in the current retention strategies, to understand what goes into making retention strategies in the company, and to make recommendations to stakeholders in the organization so that retention strategies may be improved. Let us look at our theoretical framework. A review will be conducted of the retention strategies of market links against established theories that are below to pinpoint any deficiencies that prevent them from delivering the company's objectives. Now, the first theory that we're going to look at these strategies against is job satisfaction in light of needs. This theory presents that when a company meets its employees' esteem needs, this tends to lead to greater retention. This was presented by Yudo Kobo in 2009. Additionally, another theory presents that it's important to look at employees as customers of the business. By doing this, it will help companies to identify factors that boost job satisfaction and motivate employees to remain with the company, similarly to how customers are satisfied and then they are loyal to a business. This was presented by Cardy and Legnick Hall in 2011. Now let's go into our literature review. This examines the areas that are important to the discussion on employee retention strategies, such as reasons companies should be concerned by high attrition rates, factors contributing to these high attrition rates, and suggestions of strategies to aid in improvement. Why should organizations be concerned about high attrition rates? So firstly, high attrition rates negatively impacts the organization's ability to attain their objectives. This was presented by Cox and others in 2020. High attrition rate has a direct cost and also staffing implications. This was presented by Jane and others in 2020. High attrition also directly affects cost through diminished quality of work delivered by new hires when they have to come on to replace persons who have left the company. This was presented by Raman and others in 2018. Additionally, when companies review attrition trends, it allows organizations to plan corrective actions. This was presented by Sengunta and Gupta in 2012. What are some reasons that we've seen for high attrition? So firstly, displeasure with retention factors such as work-life balance, career advancement, supervisor support, and compensation. This was presented by Dan Patt and others in 2018. Additionally, stressful industrial conditions and demanding requirements have also been seen to contribute to high attrition rates. This was presented by Walumba and others in 2017. Call center workers have also reported feeling pressure to meet increasing standards and targets. This was presented by Anand Thom and others in 2018. Lack of benefits, subpar working conditions, and insufficient growth and developmental opportunities in call centers have also contributed to high rates of attrition, and this was presented by Zito and others in 2018. What are some strategies that can be used to improve retention? So firstly, companies can seek to enhance the link between employees and the values of the organization. This will improve the effectiveness of retention policies. This was presented by Presbyterian others in 2015. Additionally, HR practice that reflect aligned values contribute to increased retention strategies. This was also presented by Presbyterian others in 2015. Retention strategies should also be crafted around factors that aid in job satisfaction among workers. This was presented by Dan Patt and others in 2018. All right, let's look into our methodology. No, it's as I said earlier, it is a mixed method research, and this simply means that it incorporates both qualitative and quantitative data, that is exploratory and explanatory. This was presented by McDiarmid and others in 2021. Now, the mixed methods mixed method research incorporates both the strength of qualitative and quantitative methods. It is to present a more rounded and complete understanding of the topic being reviewed through the use of multiple perspectives and lenses that allows for a more comprehensive stance on the topic. It also provides a broader understanding from both data collection methods. It helps to provide more comprehensive data. It is also complementary. Both the methods complement each other. Now, the data collection, we're going to be looking at interviews, focus groups, and questionnaires to collect the primary data. And for secondary data, this will be taken from peer-reviewed journals and internal company records. For the research design, 10 program heads, 10 program leaders will be interviewed. We'll also have purposive sampling, where participants will be required to be over 6-month tenure on high attrition programs. And the reason for purposive sampling was expressed by O'Hanlon in 2018. Also, we'll be looking at frontline staff and team leaders. They'll be the ones that will be participating in our research. So in order to ensure that the research is reliable and valid, we are going to ensure that we're following certain processes and certain protocols. So reliability can be attained by ensuring that there's transferability, there's credibility, there's confirmability, and dependability. This was presented by Golafasani in 2015. While validity concerns experiences and credibility of the researcher, who must confirm that the tools used reflect items investigated, assess the data gathered from respondents, and must verify documentation process is carefully done. This was presented by Baumgarten in 2013. Now, what are some of the ethical considerations? Ethical considerations include rules that stipulate how overall practices should be done when data is collected and how it is handled afterwards. So firstly, informed consent. All respondents will be informed of potential risk and purposes of the research before participation. Confidentiality, meaning respondents' identifiability will be removed. Communication of results. The appropriate steps will be taken to prevent plagiarism and any misconduct on the part of the researcher. Volunteer participation. Respondents will be advised that participation is voluntary, and this was the importance of this was presented by Olaniran and Barrow in 2020. What are some of the issues that have been identified during this research? Now, firstly, personal issues being experienced by the researcher have presented a challenge to complete the allotted activities, the activities in the allotted time frame. There was also an issue collecting and compiling attrition data that is presented by different programs being reviewed. Unexpected peak also on some programs also impacted the availability of some of the participants to conduct the necessary research. Also, unexpected expiration of licenses agreement for the tool that records company attrition caused a delay in getting the necessary information. Conclusion. Now, the retention strategy should be used to satisfy employees and decrease attrition rates in call centers. However, current attrition rates are steadily climbing in market links and the industry generally, which shows that strategies in place need to be revamped.